let's go to Mpumalanga now, where police have officially called off the search for the remains of an SANDF soldier. Well, 2 soldiers were swept away by heavy floods on Christmas Day while conducting a patrol along the Lebombo border. The body of one of them was discovered a day after the incident. Police have since also recovered some remains believed to be that of the second soldier. They are still awaiting DNA results. Well, to have more on this conversation now, Mpumalanga Police spokesperson Brigadier Mdhluli joins us live for an update. Well, thank you for your time. I think perhaps maybe if we can just touch on the decision by search and rescue teams to decide after 6 long days of scurrying through that river, why have they come to the decision to conclude that search and rescue operation?
Good afternoon to you as well as to the viewers. The decision was taken 2 days after the remains of which we believe could be that of the second SANDF member, because we got some remains. I'm just skeptical of explaining exactly what we got, but we believe that could be the remains of the second member that was missing, because on the first day, on the 26th of December, we found the first member. He was still complete, though he had passed on. But with regard to the second member, unfortunately, we just received body parts, of which we are very adamant, pending the DNA test. Those we believe could be that of the second member. So after 2 days, then they continued. Remember, after we found him the next day, the defense minister came. She was with a family member of the first victim that we found. Then we continued that day. The second day, then after the members have satisfied themselves in terms of checking, they realized it was time to call off the search. However, if there could be any information that surfaces with regard to maybe there is something that members of the public could come across, the team is on standby. They can immediately go there and see what they can do.
Yeah, and we did get an opportunity as well to see the conditions of those rivers, of that water. Thick reeds, but we also know that it was definitely crocodile-infested waters. How dangerous were the conditions of that water that could also have led to the decision of search and rescue teams to call off the search?
The conditions are very, very dangerous. I mean, there were some crocodiles, as you indicated, some hippos, and the river is in fact swollen. But we are actually suspecting that it could have been eaten by the crocodiles there. Hence, we only found, luckily, some remains. The river is very, very dangerous. Besides the issue of being swollen, members were using the helicopters. The first helicopter that came was from SANPark, followed by the SANDF and the SAPS-1, as well as the Emergency Medical Services chopper, because they couldn't go to the water because of the dangers. There are many, many crocodiles in that Komati River. So it was not the reason why they left. They did what they could, especially when drones were used, where they could go square meter by square meter, moving towards the side of Mozambique. However, let me also indicate that there were members of the public that came on board that assisted. There was a guy that brought his crane to remove the SANDF bakkie. And we also had a fisherman who managed to report to the divers that he has just seen the remains of the person. And indeed, when they went there, they realized that indeed it was the remains. And after verifying, they realized, no, this could be the remains of the member that we were looking for. However, there will be DNA tests, as I indicated, that will be conducted to determine if indeed it was, but we are adamant that it could be the member of the SANDF.
Well, thank you so much, Brigadier Donald Mdhluli, for that update, the SEP's spokesperson in Mpumalanga.